Hi, I'm Tammy Beilstein. Welcome to Tammy's Window on Calaveras. Now, before I introduce you guys to my fabulous guests, which are sitting here right next to me, I want to take just a minute. For those of you who are regulars watching this channel, you might have noticed that I've been gone for a while. I had a little surgery done, nothing major. Dr. Elizabeth Siegler, by the way, is fantastic if you need someone like that. But while I was gone, some of the people here at the station covered this show for me. And you may or may not know this, but we're all volunteers here. And for those guys to do their own shows, do their regular jobs, be with their families, do their regular life stuff, and then take on my show in addition, I just am so grateful. And I just want to say thank you to all of them. And I'm so happy to be back. So, hi. Happy to be here. Now, tonight, we are going to be talking to, closest to me here is Tom Suarz, president of the Calaveras Youth Mentoring Program, and next to him is a beautiful Kathryn Eustis, and she is director of everything youth mentoring related. I don't even want to start with our titles because we'll be here for the whole 30 minutes just in that. Now, we have a few things to cover. I want to make sure everybody learns what all you guys do, but we want to talk about this. Let's first talk about the Youth Mentoring Program. Tell us what you do, Tom, as part of the program.
Well, I'm on the foundation board, which is the board that raises money to fund the program. And I've been involved for about 3 years. I've also been a mentor for about 1.5 years.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It's been a great experience. I'm matched with Matt. He's a junior at Calaveras. He's just the greatest kid.
That is so neat.
Yeah.
So neat. Now, I want to introduce Kathryn, and I'm going to come back and ask you what kind of things you guys do as a mentor-mentee couple and what all that entails. So, Kathryn, what exactly, okay, in this long, can you tell us what you do?
Well, where we are now with the mentoring program?
Sure, whatever you want to tell us.
Well, those many years ago that you and I remember, the Calaveras Youth Mentoring Program was started, actually in January of 2003.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing?
Was it that long ago?
It was that long ago. And then a few years later, we started a second branch of the mentoring program called Friday Night Live Mentoring. And that program matches high schoolers with middle schoolers for weekly sessions after school to help the middle schoolers get ready for high school and get used to the idea and have a protective, alcohol and drug-free community that they can be part of when they get to high school. So we've been doing that for now, I think, 8 years or 7 years. And now we're starting a new program we're actually calling it SWAG Mentoring, and SWAG stands for Students with a Goal, and it's a young adult mentoring program for young people between about 16 and 22 to help them have support entering adulthood, help them with all the things that we wished we had help with.
So they have adult mentors like Tom for 16 to 22, is that what you said?
Yep, we're just starting it up now, so the young people are pretty much creating the program. We know how it has to be structured and what safety things have to be in place and how to administer the program, but the young people are instructing us in what they want in terms of what sort of support, what sort of mentors, how it would work, how often they should meet, that sort of stuff. So we're having weekly development meetings. It's really exciting and fun.
And the SWAG group is needed because the original youth mentoring program only goes up through senior year in high school?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, that's part of the reason, but right now we're actually partnering with Calaveras County Foster Youth Services Independent Living Program. So we're creating an actual transition-aged youth program, like a young adult mentoring program, specifically for the foster youth in our county. But we're going to, because we're partnering with them, it'll be a program that serves all young adults.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
How
very
many
exciting.
people are on your board? I mean, this is a huge thing that you guys are doing. I would imagine 50 people on your board must be needed.
Well, to raise all of the money, we have, how many people, Tom?
Oh, I think there are 6 of us right now.
6?
Right. But the foundation is a little different than the program.
Yeah.
So
The program has
Yeah.
a lot of supporters and
Okay.
a big advisory committee still, and we actually have a second advisory committee. And don't get me started. I'll go off on the young adult mentoring because I'm so excited. What's happened, Tammy, that is so fun for me is that many of our early and original mentors from the Calaveras Youth Mentoring Program who have had young people, have graduated because they're young people, turned 18, have come back to help develop this program because they ended up
Perfect.
helping their young people anyway.
Yeah.
So I look out at this advisory committee, and these are all people I've known for 10 years who helped us start the original mentoring program and believe so passionately in mentoring and supporting young people that they have come back 10 years later to help us start a new program.
That says so much about you guys. I
It
mean,
says
for
so
them
much
to
about
want to
this
continue
community, Tammy.
on to the next level, that says so much about you guys.
It's really, it's fun.
It sounds like fun, but then again, because I was around more during the very, very beginning, I remember how much work there was that went into it. The doing all the not just background checks, but the looking into the people that want to be mentors. You guys find out everything you need to know about these people. I mean, you do your job. You do
Tom
it well.
can tell you about
You
that.
do it well. Yeah, tell us about that because I do like that it doesn't. It's not. People are not just automatically disqualified if they've had some kind of problem in their past or when they were teenagers or something. You guys look at the whole person. I do like that a lot. So tell us a little bit about how that happens.
Well, it's a pretty good process. You do have to apply after going to an orientation meeting to first see if that's something that you're interested in.
Right.
So there is a background check. We get fingerprinted. There's an initial interview that I think took about an hour and a half. And it's pretty in-depth. In that interview, I've told the people interviewing me things that maybe a handful of people my whole life
Wow.
knew the answers to some
You're
of those
priest
things.
and that's about it. Yeah. Was it intimidating?
A little bit. I was a little bit surprised at some of the things they asked. Anything from your first job to all your family relationships. And
But do you understand why all those questions are in the interview now that you're in the program?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's really important not only that we know the volunteer well, but that we understand what some of their challenges might end up being in relationship. Because we're watching the relationship grow, and we don't know everything about the young people either. And sometimes a mentor will come into a situation with a young person that stirs up something from their past.
Oh, true.
And we want to be able to help.
Yeah.
So we need them to be very aware, and we need to know what has happened in their lives and what they consider to be their strengths, their painful memories, so that when we see something happening, I think I told you that years ago, we've had mentors who've been matched with young people whose parents died at the same age that their parents
that's
died at, and we sometimes do it on purpose because we want to match the young person with someone who knows how they feel.
Right.
But we've really had to help people through, and it makes all the difference
I was
when we
going to ask
really
you
know
that.
people.
Do you have support for the mentors who maybe something totally unexpected comes up, they think they're fine and they can handle anything, but that stuff just bubbles up when you least expect it, and there's support for
Lots
them
of
if that
support.
happens?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot. There are several private therapists and other people who work in behavioral health in our county who, out of love for the mentoring program and respect for what we're doing, just provide support to mentors on an
that's awesome.
as-needed basis.
That is so cool.
It is. We talk about this all the time, Tammy. The support for young people in this county is so strong.
Yeah.
It really is. It's not maybe
And we all need to connect and work together. I mean, it's strong, but none of us can do it on our own.
Yeah.
We all, it's so neat the way everybody links together and appreciates what the other does, because we don't all do the same thing. But we need to lean on each other because there's something you can do that I can't do, and vice versa. That's really cool.
That's going to be a huge component of the young adult mentoring program.
Oh, is
where we
it?
bring in like a whole resource committee, and while while young people will actually have a mentor, they will also have the whole mentor community. We'll
Awesome.
get together regularly so that if your mentor isn't adept at finance and someone else's mentor is, we'll come together as a group so that we're sharing the resources
Very
that
cool.
each young person has, and everybody has some opportunity to mentor everyone.
Yeah.
It's really going to be
Now,
different.
you mentioned finance. It just made a question pop into my head. Does this, like Tom, does this cost you anything to be a mentor? Are you putting your own money out to take them to lunch or to do some of these field trips or the events that you guys go to?
We do spend money, but it's minimal.
Okay.
One of the basic ground rules right from the beginning is that it's not about money. It's
Okay.
about establishing a relationship, doing things together, and we're really spending money is really frowned on. So doing big, gigantic, expensive things.
That's good though, because
So-
most people, they spend what they make and they live paycheck to paycheck, and it would be sad for them not to do this just because they're afraid they don't have the money to support a teenager.
And Tom's right.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about.
Right.
It's
Right.
about time together in a quality relationship, and it can be distracting to the relationship to be out doing fancy things. Then
Yeah.
you're doing fancy things. You're not making
Yeah.
a friend. Tell them what you and Matt do all the time together, Tom.
What?
This is a really emblematic relationship.
Well, when we were first matched together, I like to play golf, but Matt loves to fish, and I have never fished before.
Really?
So, right. So he's really good, and he's taught me how to fish. And
And they
so-
fish dawn to dusk, cold, raining. They fish,
That's
they fish,
so
they fish.
cool. That's so cool. I just got this mental image of you on the side, on the shore with your golf club, hitting the bobbins out there in the water. Like you can't do this, but you'll hit that bobbin out there.
This is funny though, because they just started taking up fly fishing as well.
right, I have a friend. Fly fishing is so different.
Oh,
than-
that
than
looks
fi-
difficult to me.
It
yeah.
is, so-
I don't even know what they're doing. They just a random. It looks like to me.
It is.
It's an art
a real
form.
art.
Yeah, I bet.
So
I bet. How fun.
That's one of our newest things. But I just tell you, the first time we went fishing was over a party, and Matt set my pole up, was helping me, and I got tangled probably 4 or 5 times, and each time, he untangled it or cut the line and redid it for me.
So he was patient with
he
you.
was really patient. So we joke a lot about that.
So it sounds like you're learning from him as much as he's learning from you, huh?
I think I learned more from him.
Oh, that's so neat. Do you have your own kids?
I do. My daughter she's grown. She's 27 now. She lives in the East Coast.
Yeah. Do you guys find that most of the mentors have kids that have grown up and moved out, or does it seem to work well
That's
if
a
the
really interesting question because some yes, some no.
okay.
And it makes for a different type of mentor, whether you have, because with mentors who've had kids, a lot of times we really have to work with them to keep them from parenting their mentee, because they default to that role. As you
Yeah.
can imagine, I would
I would.
totally do that.
Yeah.
I parent everyone I know. So
I did it to my husband and the people I work with even.
I could never be a good mentor. But we have to work with the mentors who are parents sometimes to get them to understand, no,
Yeah.
you're beside the kids. You're not parenting them.
Yeah.
You're walking beside them.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's actually an easier relationship for someone who doesn't have kids. But we have all
Right.
types of adults.
And do this I really don't remember. Do the mentors have a relationship with the parents of the mentee? They do. Okay. Yeah. That's what's different than our grief program. We
You don't have.
it's separate. Yeah. So they do have a relationship.
We try to keep it sort of business-like so that the focus is on the young person. But one of the things I think that we've really improved over the years is, in the early years, I didn't focus on that at all. I didn't recognize its importance.
Right.
And we started to see that was a mistake and that it was really important. And so now we start every relationship, every match with a pre-match conference with the parent and the mentor, where the parent actually gives the okay for the mentor to be matched with their child.
Yeah.
And then they get to set the rules around that relationship.
Yeah.
And it's so much, when you think about it, Tammy, it's so much more reasonable when we're
Right.
asking these loving parents to let us make a friendship between their child and someone we say is safe
Yeah.
and is going to be good for their
Yeah.
kid.
Is there-
It works better when we let the parent have a really big say.
I hate to bring up a negative, but this I'm really wondering this. Is there ever a time when the parent feels jealousy of the relationship between the mentor and their child? And if they do, is there someone that they can talk to also to help them work through that?
I've never had that
No.
problem.
It can happen.
Yeah.
We bring it up in the pre-match conference.
Okay.
So that we
You just lay it all out there.
Oh yeah,
They know
it's
what's coming.
a
Yeah.
very blunt conversation.
Yeah.
One of the things that is our dream that is an awkward thing for parents, and I don't know if Colleen still does this in these pre-match conferences, but like the real nugget for me was when we get to the point in the conversation where I would say to the parent, if this goes as well as it could possibly go, the chances are that someday your child will come to you with something their mentor already knows. That they will be telling you something that their mentor is helping them tell you.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't have told you otherwise.
Right.
And it will be hard for you to know that someone else knew it first. But you're the person who's making it possible for your child to have another trusted adult to help them be able to
love
tell you
that.
difficult things. And that has happened.
Yeah.
That has definitely happened, where a mentor knew of the child had told a mentor something, and the mentor said, we need to tell your
To tell you.
folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's, they never would have done it without the mentor. So.
Right. Right.
But it's a little tricky that way
I think that's
sometimes.
awesome that you just put it all out there. The whole program, I mean, there's so much good comes out of it for every single person involved, as long as they all know why they're there and what the goal is. And I love that you set that all out there in the beginning. And like you said, sometimes you might have to say something that, like your truth hurts, or, or to be kind of blunt about something. But there's no messing around. I mean, when people get into your program, the kid, the mentor, the parent, whoever, they know what's happening and they know what to expect. I think it's great. You guys do so much good work.
Well,
Really do.
I was just going to say, the other thing for us is we get a lot of training. So when we
Yeah.
first start, there's training that we go through, but throughout the year, there's ongoing training. And one of the things for me, talking about, my daughter is 27, and I've been around kids for quite a few years before I became a mentor. Just simple things on, remembering how a teenager thinks,
Right.
and having, a behavioral person come in and just remind us, they don't think like an adult.
No, a lot of times it's,
Yeah, and their window of where they're looking forward
Yeah.
is really right now. Not,
Exactly, yeah.
Not in a couple years from now.
or even 5 minutes from now sometimes.
Right, yeah. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
but things like that just really, really helpful.
Yeah, that is so neat. And are you guys? What is the waiting list like now? I know in the beginning it was kind of long. Just it was new.
It
and
sort of stays long.
Does it?
Because it's not a densely populated place. So we're real careful about who we recruit. We
Of
don't
course,
just
yeah.
generically recruit adults. When a young person comes in, we go try to find their mentor. And so it does take a little bit longer. But Colleen is really good at it.
Good.
And she's, Colleen is
Yes,
the coordinator of the
yes,
program
I
now.
love her.
And Lauren Robinson, see, this is fun for me also. I'm sidetracking, but I don't know. Colleen Dolan now coordinates the Calaveras Youth Mentoring Program. So she is Tom's supervisor, effectively, in the
She's
program.
fantastic.
She is.
Yeah.
And she was the second or third matched mentor in the program when she was 18 years old. She
I
was one
remember
of our
when she was so young.
founding
Oh,
mentor.
gosh.
She's still so close with her mentee, who is married and has children and is living right now on the East Coast. And it's just beautiful
That's
to
so
watch how
neat.
they've stayed together. Now, the F&L mentoring program is currently coordinated by Lauren Robinson, another mentor in our
Wow.
program who joined as a mentor when she was probably 19. And now she's, this many years later, gone to school, come back, and said, I want to be...
That is so huge.
I wanna work in this.
Do you even know how huge that is? I
Well,
mean,
they're my
that's
mentees.
huge. I mean, some kids are like, oh, God, yeah, I did that. I'm out of here. But no, they want to come back and do it for someone else. That's awesome. That is
It
so
is, but
neat.
it also makes for this wonderful team because
yeah.
they're so experienced and they're
They've been on so many sides of it.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
can counsel from a position of wisdom.
Right.
When they're like, I can't even do that.
Right.
So it's
That's so
really good. When Colleen shares with mentors ideas and suggestions, she's sharing it as a coordinator and as a peer.
Yeah.
And I think it carries a lot more.
Perfect. You could not ask for anyone better. No.
Couldn't. She runs the program better than I did.
Oh,
Great.
really? That's I don't know. You were amazing.
Yeah, but she'll run it so
awe
that
of
it's
Kathryn.
always effervescent and fun, and I was kind of running it into the ground.
But you know, when it first started, though, you had to be businesslike, and it was a huge undertaking. It was gigantic. You did it. It's yours.
That's so funny. But I was just riding the wave. I've been leading the parade for a long time. Someone said that to me one time, and I actually took offense, and then I thought about it. I thought, no, that's a good analogy.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
I'm like a drum major in the Music Man. I'm a Music Man.
Oh my God, I am too visual of a person because now I see you doing that. I need to stop that. Okay, so we touched a little bit about finances in a different way, but this program has cost a lot of money to keep going with your employees and the field trips that you guys do and the just the get-togethers and the things. You guys always have something going on. How is this all paid for?
Will you pick up this one?
Well, it's really our community. Kathryn does applications for grants, and she
I write most of the grant applications, and
Wells Fargo
where I
Bank.
can come up with contracts for serving specific populations, I'll develop contract for services with behavioral health and stuff like that. So we have several contracts, lots of grants, and then an individual donor community, and we still do all our wild and crazy fabulous events.
That is so neat. Now, the Follies are what I would always think about is your fundraiser, but now you guys have moved on to something different, or are you still doing Follies and something else in addition?
We've moved on.
Okay.
Yeah, the Follies reached the point where everybody wanted to go to it, but nobody had the energy to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
So it was very much.
It was a big show.
Yeah, we were like, you do it. We'd love to have the Follies, and we may do a reunion or come back one year. I think it would be a great thing to bring back because people loved it so much. We loved it so much.
Even like once every 5 years or something. Just give us something to look forward to.
Such a fun show.
Yeah.
But it took as many people to put it on as came to it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I remember that. And just all the food, the catering, the T-shirts, all that behind-the-scenes stuff. Oh my gosh.
But that was fun. So now.
So you mentioned individual donors. That means that people can just go ahead and mail you a check if they want to, or
they can. We have our website.
What is that?
Calaveras mentoringfoundation.org.
Okay.
And it's a very easy place to donate.
Okay. Calaveras Mentoring, not youth mentoring.
Right.
Calaveras mentoringfoundation.org. Okay.
And it'll give you an update on what our latest event is that we're doing.
Good.
Also how we spend our money. There's information on that. Also a link to the Calaveras Youth Mentoring Program website where you can get more information on that, about becoming a mentor or just things about the program.
Yeah. Now, what if someone doesn't really have money laying around, but they want to help some other way? Do you guys ever need donations of things, items?
Time.
Time, yeah. Like maybe someone works someplace where they can get you discount tickets to something, or do you accept things like that?
Yeah, we have a lot of different ways that people can plug in.
Okay.
And it depends on what it is. For some businesses locally, we actually have a program called the Mentor Rewards Program, and local businesses will sign up to be a Mentor Rewards partner and give matches discounts when they come there. For example, Bear Valley, every year, every season, every match gets to go skiing free one day.
How fun is that?
And so that's a gift they give to the program.
That's
nice. Larry up at the cafe in Arnold gives a free lunch every month to every match. I mean, it's remarkably generous.
Food, I'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of those, but
yeah.
There's other ways that if you have stuff to contribute, for this event we're doing an auction, but we're going to have another very, very exciting event coming up in September where we're going to have our big raffle again, and donations are always welcome for that.
Okay. Well, now you mentioned this. Tell me more about this one. What is this called? A big band dance party.
Spring Swing.
At Ironstone Vineyards. Oh, everyone knows where that is and looks for any reason to go there. That's awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about this one.
Will you fill her in?
$75 a person.
It is one of the most fun It's elegant, yet it's festive. You can dress up or you don't have to.
Okay.
It's the coolest thing. I don't even dance, and currently Matt and I are taking dance lessons because I want to learn how to dance. After we did it last year,
Yeah.
I'm determined to be able to get up there at least.
Oh,
But the
neat.
band is fantastic. Rod Harris and the Columbia Kicks. Big 12-piece.
Yeah, I think it's 10 or 12
10,
pieces.
yeah.
Do you know Rod Harris from Columbia?
don't know if I
He's like the
do.
big band guy. He's got a
Okay.
huge following. Really, really fun music.
yeah.
Oh,
And,
how neat.
and we do big band. It's big band era music, and so it's swing dancing.
Yeah, and then the food up there is just fantastic. So we have it outside of the ballroom, so you can eat all night. There's about 4 different stations with just great fun food.
Oh, nice.
And this has been a fun thing because, you know, sometimes you go to these events and there's a buffet and it's, you know, it's chicken and potatoes and beans
Right.
or whatever. It's kind of just same old, same old. This menu is completely off the hook. We have, they developed it just for this event, and so it's like chic gourmet diner. So there's,
Chic gourmet diner.
it's wild. So they'll have macaroni and cheese with andouille sausage and smoked Gouda in it.
Ooh,
You know,
yeah.
so that's the idea. Fried pickles. What are some of the other things? I mean, it's so wild. There's
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 a dessert,
pork sliders.
Yeah, just
but
a dessert bar.
Yeah, the dessert bar. But they
Oh,
have
neat.
like pesto and I mean, so everything is like 50s diner food. But
Up a notch.
Yeah.
A few notches.
Up a few
Yeah,
notches.
that is so
So,
neat.
and it's just fantastic. It was I don't know if I should say this, but one of our guests last year was River Class, who owns grounds and firewood. And he was like a kid in a candy store. He was running around going, "This is brilliant! I love it!" And I was like, "Oh, I like it. If River Class is happy, I'm
Perfect.
happy." He was just, "Wow! I've never seen a menu like this. This
is so
is
neat.
really fun." And people were really having a good time with the food because
that is
you'll never
so
see
neat.
it anywhere else.
Okay, this sounds like so much fun. It starts at 6 o'clock, April 18th at Ironstone Vineyards. If someone does not have internet connection where they live, so many people still have dial-up, is there a phone number they can call to get more information? Oh,
It's right
I
there.
will say that,
Okay, thanks.
209-736-7706.
And that will connect you to an answering machine and we'll call you back.
Okay.
Typically.
Oh,
That's usually
perfect.
how that works.
Perfect. So like we have 2 minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to get out there to draw people to your event, to your program?
Auction, don't you?
Oh, what do you have for auction?
At the event, there's going to be a really amazing auction.
Ooh, what?
We have a 2-day raft trip for 2 people down the Tuolumne River, donated by Suarz.
Nice.
Yeah. And then there's going to be a couple of really amazing dinners for 8 in special places. One is going to be at Dove Hill Ranch by Bob from Yosemite, and another is going to be at a vineyard by another chef. Well, I don't want to get too much ahead of ourselves because we're sort of planning these right now. But the auction's going to be amazing.
Awesome. So
Definitely
it already
worth
sounds
coming.
good, and it'll just go up from there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys so much for being here. I am
Thank
so,
you.
I love everything that you do. I admire you both so much, and I'm just so happy that you were here. My first guest after coming back. Thank
Yes.
you. And please go to this event if you're able. If you're not, maybe you can help in some other way. Thank you guys all for watching. I will see you next time on Tammy's Window on Calaveras.